Joel's darkest truth finally revealed. The saddest conversation in The Last of Us. Why this scene changed everything. We murdered people. The Last of Us review. Intro hook. What if surviving the apocalypse didn't make you a hero? But something far worse. In one of the darkest moments of The Last of Us, Joel finally admits the painful truth behind survival, and Tommy says the words nobody wanted to hear. We murdered people. This wasn't just another zombie scene. This was trauma, guilt, fear, and the complete collapse of morality. Introduction. After Sam's heartbreaking death, Ellie quietly says, I tried with Sam. I wanted to save him. And honestly, that single line changes everything. For the first time, we see Ellie realizing that hope alone cannot save people in this world. She carries guilt on her face. Not anger, not fear. Guilt. Joel's response is even more powerful. Well, I reckon it's a lot more complicated than that. That line perfectly represents Joel's entire life philosophy. Because in this world, survival is never simple. Joel's character breakdown. Joel isn't a hero, and the show never tries to pretend he is. When Joel tells Tommy, those things that you judge me for, I did those things to keep us alive. He's defending every terrible choice he ever made. Robbery, violence, murder. Not because he enjoyed it, but because the world forced him to become someone brutal, and that's what makes Joel such an incredible character. He lives in constant emotional conflict. He wants to protect the people he loves, but protecting them slowly destroys his humanity. Tommy's response analysis. But then Tommy delivers one of the most chilling lines in the entire series. We did those things, and they weren't things. We murdered people. That line hits hard because Tommy refuses to hide behind excuses anymore. Joel calls it survival. Tommy calls it what it really was, murder, and for a moment, the show forces the audience to question everything. Are Joel and Tommy victims of the apocalypse or products of it? Theme of trust and betrayal. Then comes another unforgettable quote. The only people who can betray us are the ones we trust. That line explains the emotional core of The Last of Us. In this world, strangers aren't the biggest threat. Love is, because the moment you trust someone, you give them the power to break you. Why this show is different. This is why The Last of Us is more than just a zombie show. The infected are terrifying, but human emotion is even scarier. The series isn't really about monsters. It's about grief, loss, survival, and what people become when society disappears. Cinematic review. The music in this scene is absolutely haunting as the foreboding soundtrack builds in the background. Every line feels heavier, every silence feels intentional. The camera stays close to the characters, forcing us to feel every ounce of guilt and pain on their faces. No loud action, no explosions, just raw emotion, and somehow that becomes more intense than any fight scene. Ending. In the end, this conversation changes how we see Joel forever. He isn't just a survivor anymore. He's a man haunted by everything he had to become. And maybe that's the true horror of The Last of Us. Not the infected, not the apocalypse, but the fact that survival can slowly turn good people into monsters. Outroot. If this scene hit you as hard as it hit me, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment your favorite moment from The Last of Us. And remember, sometimes the scariest thing in the apocalypse is what humans are willing to do to survive.